Good afternoon, everybody. Good afternoon if you are on the East Coast, and good morning everywhere else in the U.S. Hello, hello, hello. Greetings to you all. How is everybody doing? Let's see. I see quite a few of you guys were waiting for the live broadcast. We are on and live. Hello, 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 everybody. Come on in, come on in, come on in, come on in. Say hello as you come in. Let me know you are on. Let me know if you can hear me loud and clear. Let me know if it's coming off kind of blurry. I know it's just the title screen because we all know that my internet wasn't that crazy, and I am getting the connection is fairly good. It's not saying it's unstable, so we should be a-okay. But you guys, definitely let me know if it is working properly. Make sure my sound is okay. Loud and clear. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Good morning. It's good. Thank you. We can hear you loud and clear. We can hear and see you well. Loud and clear. Thank y'all. All right. As you can see from the thumbnail, we're going to make some yard signs from vinyl. You guys probably see me do the ones where it was printed vinyl, but this is going to just be regular adhesive vinyl is what I'm going to make these from. All right. All right, I'm trying to find something real quick here. I meant to have this up beforehand, but I didn't. Oh, okay, there they are. All right, but I want to start here because that's actually one also. All right. Hello, hello, hello. So I said, I'll be right back. Hello, Miss Cynthia. Good morning, good morning. She says, I'm here, but you're not. I know I had a phone call I had to do and like some other stuff. So you guys have to remember, I schedule these, with good intentions to being on at that time. But we are a family run business. And sometimes I get calls. I pretty much answer our customer service calls. So if I get a call, it kind of throws me off a little bit. One day we'll get to the point to where we're sending calls to a call center or someone else is answering them. But as of right now, family run business, me and the hubby take care of all of that. So our lives are pretty busy, with the fact that we also have 2 children. So, just bear with us. And I have, all good intentions to be live at that scheduled time. But if something comes up, a call comes, I don't like to feel like I'm rushing people off of a help session or a call, especially if it's something about products and stuff like that. So you guys have to be understanding, for those things. She says, good morning, Professor. I've been looking forward to this lesson all week. Hey, team. I'm new to this creator and she is fantastic. Why, thank you. Good morning. Feeling better today. Yep. Afternoon. Hey. Hola. Hello there. Good morning. Because I'm guessing you're still on like Central Standard Time. Hey, hey, hey. I made a few yard signs for family and graduation. I love them. All right. Let's see. I know. I hope no internet issues today either. She says, I love how you answer your calls. You were very good to me. Thank you, Ruth. All right, y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this. We're going to have a quick 30-second break. And when we come back, we will be ready to get it on and pop. And make sure that you guys hit that share button. If you haven't hit share, make sure that you do hit share it out. You can share directly to your Facebook groups, to your Facebook pages from the YouTube video. So please be sure to share out the content. All right. But we will be right back after a quick 30-second break. Hey, people! Again, hello again. Welcome back to another day. It is day 13. Ooh, Friday the 13th. Ooh, that's kind of interesting. Probably should have done something Halloweenish, like, or, people always assume, like, even though it's not Halloween, like, whenever it's Friday the 13th, it's like, it's you think about the movies and all that stuff. So it's Friday the 13th, y'all, and day 13 of Silaholics Anonymous Awareness Month for those who are doing like this as a craft, like you have a crafty business, or if you're just a crafter. So it's Silaholics Anonymous Craft Month, Silaholics Anonymous Crafty Business Month, HS Inc. Month, just all that wrapped into one. And all month long, I am doing videos that's going to help you in just your crafting, maybe just kind of unlock your creativity on the things that you can do with different design programs, with different cutting machines. I use a Silhouette Cameo to cut everything, and I use Silhouette Studio. But if you are watching and you are a Cricut user, or you have like just a different cutter, you can do these projects with any cutter that you have or any design program that you have. You just have to figure out, how to adapt and how to make it work for whatever it is that you are using. So hopefully these videos have been helpful to you guys. It's motivating you to really get out there, push your businesses, push your crafts, kind of push the envelope, maybe give you new, fresh ideas of things to incorporate in your business. So I really do hope that I am of service to you through this month and all of the videos and the content that we are bringing you. One of the greatest ways to say thank you, guys, it is free to say thank you. Just make sure that you give the video a thumbs up. There's a lot of people watching. We have the 30-second break. There are times like right now, you're not missing anything. Just go ahead, click out of the live chat. Just exit out. Go give the video a thumbs up. Make sure that you have hit that subscribe button and the bell so that you're notified whenever I release content, whenever I go live, which is pretty much every single day. Even outside of this month, I'm always live. And then also share. I know some of you are like, well, the people on my timeline don't care. You never know who it can help. Some people are fearful, they'll kind of get into like the whole business stuff, but maybe it's just a mom or someone who just wants to be able to make something, it help me expand the audience, don't keep me all to yourself. So definitely share it out. That is the greatest form of free support. It is free 99. It's what they call that digital currency. So spend some digital currency with your girl and just share it out. Make sure you guys are using the hashtag. So even if you can't share it out, if you post something that you saw from one of our videos, either this month or if I helped you at all, 101 session, use the hashtag TPTM, which is the professor taught me. All right, so we do have a couple hashtags for this month. So we have hashtag SACM. So that's Silaholics Anonymous Month. won, so it's the first year. And then SAC BAM, which is Silaholics Anonymous Crafty Business Awareness Month. So that's the way to kind of remember it, SAC and then BAM. And then TPTM, which is the professor taught me. And if you are a part of Team 365 and you are incredible, make sure that you are using that hashtag also whenever you are posting and you've made a tumbler, a shirt, a sticker, a label using our sublimation ink, our sublimation paper, our pigment inks, anything like that. Use the hashtag Incredible along with yours. I would love to be able to go and search those, like when I'm searching my hashtags, and see the posts that you've made and see that I'm helping other small businesses grow and build generational wealth. So if you can just do me that solid so that I know who I'm helping, who our products are helping, just add that in there. Just go ahead, type it out, copy it, and, add it with your hashtags, Incredible, which just lets me know that you are rocking with HS Ink. All right. So I said all that, and I just realized I never officially introduced myself for anyone that is new here. So if you are new here, I am Shakia, the professor, which is where the TPTM came from. My company is Silaholics Anonymous, and we have a product line called Honestly Speaking, or HS Ink, and we sell sublimation paper, sublimation ink, pigment ink, chip resetters, a lot of different things there, a lot of resources to help you with using these printers, and sublimating and all that kind of good jazz. All right. And I do live videos, live tutorials pretty much every single day. This is my job. I absolutely love it. If you can't tell, I love what I do. And I do live videos. I do pre-recorded videos. We have live classes and master classes via Zoom through my academy, academy.silaholicsanonymous.com. So I am pretty much everywhere to help you all. So today we're going to go through vinyl. We're going to use vinyl again. This was vinyl week. I think only 2 days we did things with heat transfer vinyl. Because next week is t-shirt week, and a lot of the t-shirts will have vinyl. So I wanted to mix a little bit in here, as far as a little bit of adhesive vinyl, a little bit of heat transfer vinyl. I didn't necessarily do a shirt this month strategically. Sunday, we did the wine tote. We did the HTV on the canvas. So we have those, and then we'll get into like shirts and stuff. Someone did inbox me and ask me, have I ever put HTV on a mug? And I have not, because I don't feel like that's where you should use HTV. The adhesive vinyl works fine for that. I know for like the glitter one, people want more of like that glitter feel of HTV, but I've never done that. So I'm pretty much, when it comes to heat transfer vinyl, heat transfer vinyl, I'm pretty much going to put it on some sort of fabric. Even like if it was shoes or something like that. I didn't do anything with shoes, but next week we will have videos with putting heat transfer vinyl on shirts and layering them and all of that kind of good jazz. So this week was heavy on the adhesive vinyl, but hopefully it is helpful to you guys if you've never done vinyl before. All right. If you are new here, let me know. Drop a hey, how you doing? Drop the Y emoji, Y reaction. Let me know that you are a first timer, either just catching me, like finally catching me live, or if you're just new to our platform, let me know in the comments. And we're going to get started. Let me just go over here. I saw a few comments. Let's see. Free lessons and much fun. No complaints. Family and business are important. I am feeling better today. Please tap the thumbs up button. Thank you, Miss Cynthia. Hey, Miss Hill. Hey. Very good videos. Love them. Thank you guys for that. All right, Sugar Q, I see your question. Unfortunately, this is not a general Q&A, so I won't be able to address that one. You can email us or go to any of the other videos that kind of go over that. HTV for cards. I've never put HTV on a card. I would use heat. If I need to put it on paper, I'm going to most likely use adhesive vinyl, because adhesive vinyl, one of the things I wanted to do, and I was not able to yesterday, is using foil on using foil. So I do want to do that where I'm going to use the foil vinyl. So if it was like a card or something like that, I would probably use that. There's holographic adhesive vinyl, there's foil. There is some glitter one that's more like a smooth glitter. And then there is like a chunky glitter type of adhesive vinyl. But I have personally never really just put it to paper. HTV is a little bit more expensive. It's not by much, but it's a little bit more expensive than adhesive vinyl. So for the cost of it and with doing like all of those, it would just cost more to do it that way. Also, depending on the type of paper it is, you want to be very careful with what you press to it, because the carrier sheet for the heat transfer vinyl can be sticky as well. There are some that's more of a pressure sensitive one and there's no stick to it. They have more of a matte carrier sheet and you can definitely use those, but you want to be very careful and mindful of using heat transfer vinyl that has the sticky carrier sheet, because that is a really, really sticky one. And if it sticks to your paper, you're going to end up ruining your card. All right. She says she places HTV on cardstock, especially for intricate designs. Okay. New Jersey. She says, thanks, I'll send the email. I love it. It works well, and use adhesive HTV for foil. Hey, barbecue queens. I put it on glass and wood. Yeah. So the one thing that I didn't do, because I don't make very many of them, but you can get like white or black adhesive vinyl and use that, or even just contact paper and put it to wood and make painted signs. Shawnee D from I think is it Shawnee D Designs, I think is what it is. She posted a video where she cut from the adhesive vinyl, put it on a piece of wood, and there's a way to kind of make a where you burn into wood, and it's that thick something, because I know I saw Ken's from Ken's Creations. He used it with he mixed it with something. I think he mixed it with color so that he can see it when he kind of brushed it onto the wood. But you could use, I think he was using it with the screens from Chalk Couture or something. But you can use regular heat transfer vinyl, adhesive vinyl, cut that out, put that on your wood. It would be a one-time use stencil, but you can use adhesive vinyl as a stencil. Not doing that during HS Silaholics Anonymous month or HS Ink month, but I will do a video on that, on using adhesive vinyl as a stencil. Although I can't say that. You will see it as a reusable stencil next week. I think it's Monday. DIY screen printing. I actually use adhesive vinyl for my DIY screen print screens. So you will kind of see it as a stencil on Monday, I believe, is the DIY screen print. So you'll kind of see it, but I will try and do like some things for like wood and painting and stuff. I have all these amazing paints that I wanted to do stuff with, and I have not used them. And I definitely got to try and use them before they dry out. All right, so I'm going to just share with you guys. I'm going to go to, I don't know what happened to my share screen. It came off. So we're going to go share and then go like that. All right, so this one right here is a, it's not quite a yard sign. It was one that was, it was outside of a pavilion. So it was like a metal gate type thing. And so it was placed on there, and it was Velcroed because there's like some little tabs and stuff on the back. But this is all like more mainly heat transfer vinyl. So to cover up the foam board and like the edges so that I didn't have to try and spray paint it. Sometimes using adhesive vinyl is going to be great when you don't want to spray paint. You want to have nice clean lines. You can use it for that. So although this wasn't a like true yard sign because this was on foam board, it's kind of still is a yard sign because it was for a party, and you definitely can make yard signs for parties. So I use the adhesive vinyl. Now y'all got me saying heat transfer vinyl because there was so many comments about it. But I use the adhesive vinyl along the sides, and then this is adhesive vinyl. So it just makes it a quicker process versus trying to paint it or make a stencil. So there are a lot of ways that you can use it. The images here are just regular prints. So they were printed on regular cardstock, but the top part of this, just to really make that pop, this is adhesive vinyl on top of it. So I guess I have done it on cardstock. Well, no, I didn't do heat transfer vinyl. I said I've done adhesive vinyl on cardstock, but I put this on the cardstock so that it could kind of pop out from the images. So that is adhesive vinyl on there. And so if I go up here, these are some yard signs for a business. So for your business, for other businesses, if you want to do B2B, business to business jobs, that's a great way. You don't really find a lot of businesses that will haggle you on price when they know, because they're a business owner themselves. So you can get with other businesses to create different marketing things for them, different things they needed for their business. You know, so she's one who was a massage therapist. She's not into like making her own signs and stuff. And this was a last minute order. So the adhesive vinyl made it very easy to do something that was last minute. Whereas, you know, I don't have a UV printer or a printer to print directly to Coroplast. And I mean, you can see most of these are pretty much the same. It's just different colors. So I designed this up real quick and was able to really do this like in a one-day turnaround for her versus trying to find a vendor that could print them. And this does have a different type of feel and shine to it compared to printing directly to them. So you can do it for that. I don't know if I have another like full-on like yard sign, but you know, even with businesses, I've used adhesive vinyl for business windows and things like that. So that's like applying it to glass. So a lot of different things that you can do when it comes to, so this isn't necessarily a yard sign, but this board was painted. It was spray painted. It's a foam board. And then the gold vinyl was added to it for like a full, like the florals and all that. So it hung up behind, I think, a treat table or something like that. A lot of ways that you can use I keep saying heat transfer vinyl, adhesive vinyl. I was looking for the video where I did the yard sign last year, and I couldn't find it. It was a senior one. And if you don't have to do pictures and stuff like that, it's really easy to make yard signs from the adhesive vinyl. This right here is more so cheer signs, but it's made on the same material, the Coroplast, and then it's just vinyl. So think of it as doing the same thing if you wanted yard signs and it spelled out a school name. Maybe you want to get with schools, booster clubs, cheer teams when they're on the sideline. You know, they have signs that they hold, but maybe they just want something that's in front of them. So there's sometimes grassy areas around them, you know, hopefully not where they're stunting at, but somewhere, and they can have that. Or they're doing a fundraiser of some sort and they want to have the name of, you know, their mascot in front of their table when they're doing a fundraiser. There are so many ways, but if you don't think outside of the box and how you market, you know, if you've gone and you've seen Girl Scouts, maybe make a yard sign or make a sign to where when they are selling their cookies, you can promote that to them. Maybe you have a Girl Scout or, you know, someone that sells whether it's cookies or all these other different organizations, and they do the fundraising, they have their yearly sales, whatever. Maybe you're going to make a menu or a price list with putting adhesive vinyl to Coroplast because the vinyl is waterproof. The Coroplast is waterproof. So I mean, I can give you guys ideas on top of ideas, on top of ideas, on top of ideas on things that you can do with vinyl and Coroplast because they are both waterproof and they're going to stand the test of time. All right. So hopefully that gave you guys a little bit of inspiration on what you can do. And then, of course, you guys have seen me do these. This is not regular cut adhesive vinyl. This is fully printed. I've talked about this before where you will have to have it printed with an eco-solvent printer, and then you apply it pretty much just in the same manner that, you know, I did these. All right. So, y'all excited? Of course, my sign today is going to be in honor of HS Ink Day, our 1 year anniversary from when I not gonna say launched anymore because it really wasn't. I just realized that. But when I birthed HS Ink and had like my logo finalized, I shared with some people, and then I made like the big announcement. So the 28th is HS Ink Day, and so I'm going to make a sign that and I can't put it outside. Oh, that's another thing. If you are somewhere, especially if you don't have like a gate up, before it probably would have benefited us, but now we have a gate up and people probably won't see it. But if you have an open yard, looking for ways to promote, if you know that you have people that walk their dogs, they're jogging, they're playing with their kids in their neighborhood, what better way to advertise your business than creating a yard sign for yourself, having it in your yard, and just kind of put on there, hey, did you know your neighbor creates custom shirts? And have different ones, maybe switch it out. So if they're walking their dog around every single day, have a different sign out every day, every week that just highlights different things, because you never know when they're going to walk by. Maybe, they saw your sign about t-shirts, but that, it never resonated with them. But it might be one day they're walking their dog and they just got an invitation to a wedding. And now they're having to walk. It's like, oh, wait, she can make wedding gifts or things for brides and grooms. So change that out. Maybe they just found out they were prego and, we can make custom baby gifts and baby showers. So make signs for yourself. What I'm teaching you does not have to be something that you are going to directly sell and market as something that you provide, but this should help you with your own business on the back end. So you may not have to buy or, buy stuff from other locations. You can make your own advertisements for your yards or whatever, your own decals and things like that. So don't think that everything that I'm teaching you is something that you have to implement into your business. Take what you need from it and figure out how you can implement it in your business and in your crafting. All right. So let's head back over to Silhouette Studio. And I'm just going to go through real simple on how you would set it up, just as far as like sizing and things like that. She said, oh, when you put it on wood, that was your most viewed short. All right, let's go back over here. Ooh, why are you all twisted? Got me twisted over you. So for me, whenever I am designing, I always start in the open area. You're going to decide how big or small you want it to be. The other things you can use this for is the yard cards if you want to make your own. Cutting coroplast is a little bit harder than like foam board because you have to go with the flutes or against the flutes. So sometimes it's a little bit harder to get clean cuts when you're cutting coroplast. But if you wanted to make your own yard cards, you can make vinyl really only up to 12 inches. So maybe it's like smaller ones, or if you want to piece them together. Vinyl is a material that if done correctly, you can line them up and it's not as noticeable where that break is. So you're going to start with your drawing tool, a rectangle, and you're just going to make a box. And then you're going to go up here to the top. And this is where you would size it to the size that you would need. So if it was a width of 12 and a height of 18, so you're going to put that in there. And so now you have your template, which will tell you, how big to make your design. If you are using a bigger size, so let's go 18 by, no, I did that wrong. So my width would be 24 by 18. Or if it needs to be bigger, smaller. All it is creating a rectangle to start it. So if you're doing something that is happy birthday, you can create the word art that has like the letters and words going everywhere. You can use this to make birth announcements. They don't also have to be yard signs. If you put something to hang it, it can be on a door, hanging from a building, hanging from the ceiling, anything like that, to like for birth announcements, for birthdays, happy birthday, memorials, all of that can, like, these things can be used for. Oh, that's the picture I was looking for. The one that I made that was a memorial sign. That's what I went to here for. Do I have that on here? I don't know if I have that. I think this is all, oh wait, wrong way. I think this is all grad stuff. I don't know if I have, oh, here's the ones that I did. This is all adhesive vinyl. So you can make signs and they're not printed. These are really quick turnarounds to do. About to come up on the new season. So maybe you can even start now by making yard signs at the beginning of the year and say, hey, a Silaholics Anonymous high school senior lives here or something like that. I mean, you can put signs, like start selling to them now in the fact that they have a senior, not necessarily a graduate, but they have a senior. Let's see. Okay, no, that's the one I just went to. Okay, so I don't have that one on here. I thought that I had it on here, which was the memorial one, but I've made memorial signs, memorial yard signs with it as well. All right, so let's go back over here. And one second, because I don't know which one is supposed to open up. Hold on. Because it's so much stuff up here. Where do you purchase the boards? Well, I purchase mine in really big sheets. So if you're doing a lot of these and you want to see a good profit, a good revenue, you want to try and purchase things in bulk. So I buy 8-foot by 4-foot pieces of Coroplast and I cut mine down myself because it's a lot less expensive. You can go to Home Depot, Lowe's, different hardware stores. They will have it. I've never checked on Amazon to see if you can buy Coroplast sheets on Amazon. But if you look in your area for a sign supply shop, any of those, they may sell the big sheets. If you have a truck, you can, put the whole sheet in there. Or if you need to have it cut down, they may charge you a few bucks to cut it down to where it can fit comfortably in your car. But try to find a wholesale place for sign supplies. That's where I get mine from. All right. So this is a bit of an odd size because this is just a piece that I had left and I'm going to go like up and down. You just use this literally as your template as you are designing and putting things in here. You're using this to know how small, how big to make items. I have an academy where I go over design, and my academy is about teaching you graphic designing via Silhouette Studio to be able to do, just different things within the program. So this is kind of like my signature font, which is Lemon Milk. And I think this one is Bell somebody. I can't remember the name off the top of my head. Just wanted to kind of show how this part is done with the vinyl. I wanted it to be where this was not directly on top. And then this is kind of cut away. With vinyl, if you can get it to where they're not overlapped, where the edges overlap, it's better because that creates an area where there's a line of demarcation. And if you don't rub it down and burnish it down really good, it can leave a gap, which can make your vinyl lift up. Dirt and debris can get under there. So when it overlaps the edges, you can kind of compromise the vinyl. So you want to make sure that you burnish it down really, really well, or create it to where it's a gap there and it's going to be vinyl to material and it's going to touch it. It's not going to overlap on top of another piece of vinyl. Now, this one, I am going to overlap on it, but I don't have, like, it's not on the edges. It's in the middle. So overlapping on things like this is not a bad thing. It actually is great for smaller pieces because it will adhere to vinyl better. So this one, like this style and the way this is set up, I recommend layering right on top so that you don't have a lot of open gaps if it's not exact. But if it's something that just kind of goes, across something, definitely, oh, wait a minute. I did not. So this, I just realized that I didn't do it for this. So my 1 year, you're going to kind of get to see that with this one. My 1 year and my happy, I forgot to subtract it like I did this one. I was going to show you real quick how this was set up. This is a part of our branding and logo. So this was already kind of created on a different page. And so I just kind of brought that in. It was super, super big. You always want to use this part to adjust it. So since this part is not done, I'm going to just show it as an example from here. Once you go and have it and you know where you want to put it at, you're going to select the top element and the one that goes on the bottom. You're going to go over to modify and you're going to hit subtract all. It's going to look like nothing has changed, but you can move this out of the way and you have this here, that gap, and that means that this is going to fit right in that area. Hopefully, you'll be able to get it to line right back up when you are putting down the physical vinyl. Just going through like text stuff, all of this is just text, it's not shapes, but you can make it from shapes that you trace and recolor if you want to do a bunch of different colors of vinyl. With the way that this is set up, I am one where I don't try to save vinyl space, I guess, if it's going to make it easier for me to lay it down. So when I'm making this one, this is finalized, right? I don't take away from here. You're going to set it up to cut. So I'm going to select this one, hold down shift, select the K, select the bottom of the drip, select this K, and then this one up here. And I'm going to hold down Alt. I like keyboard shortcuts. You can easily right click and duplicate. I'll do that for this one. Oh, I grouped that together. So let's ungroup and delete this. And then I'm going to group this back together. And let's just ungroup this now. So you can right click and choose duplicate. This one, I'm going to use my favorite thing to do, which is keyboard shortcuts. And the keyboard shortcut to duplicate this is to hold down Alt, click, and then pull it off to the side. That is a quick way to duplicate. And then we have the cyan. And then black. And those were not grouped together. So to select these, I'm going to start like for this one, held down shift and just went from the side. For these, I'm going to go to the bottom, hold down shift, drag up, and then select to the black, and then click on the H. So now all of those are selected, and I can duplicate that. Another way, Control up, and that will duplicate it also, or your up arrow, your side arrow down, any of those will duplicate it also. Multiple ways to do pretty much the same thing in Silhouette Studio. So we're going to group that, right? I cut this all as one, and it's going to line up. Some people may feel like this is a waste of vinyl. You can go in afterwards, or you can, before you cut it, you can create a box that's going to go here so that you can cut that with scissors. And then this is a pretty, significant piece that you can keep. This can seem like a waste, but I'm telling you, when you're doing a bunch of signs, you don't want to have to piece together like every single sign, every single piece. So don't consider this to be a waste. If you are doing this for profit and you're selling it, you need to account for how big this is. So that's how you're going to charge them. This was a 16.75 by 18.1. Now this does not fit all on my cutter. It's only 12 inches. So if you kind of had that, you would have to make the decision to move a certain part of it. I often get questions like, oh, well, how do I make this fit? And sometimes people just don't think about just simply rotating it. So if you go to your transform and go to rotate it 90 degrees, you can get this part to fit and keep it as one, but then this is the only part that doesn't fit. So I am going to go ahead and ungroup, and I might as well move this right here, and you'll see where I'm going to cut that away so that I can put that on the board, but at least the rest of this is together. And then we're going to go back over here and change our page size. When you're doing this, I find a lot of people do this. They take their reveal down, and then they're wondering, why is it that my vinyl or my image, my HTV or whatever it is, it got cut off? I know you want to see where to position it, but when you are designing or placing things on your mat, please make sure that you have your transparency all the way up so that you know that your page size is going to be the correct size to cut it. So this needs to be a full 12. And then my height, I'm going to go 20. That's actually a little bit too big. Oh, that's actually pretty good right there. So you want to put here what size vinyl you're going to actually put on your mat. So make sure that you guys are doing that. As far as cutting it, I'm going to go to send. I use my Cameo 4 for this, and it has different auto blades. Like I can put the ratchet blade in the adapter and it reads as an auto. So you'll see here, auto ratchet blade. I prefer that one. If this ever happens to you to where there is no red outline, just select it and then go cut. And you're going to get the red outline, and then that's going to cut. And then over here, my cut settings for this is 2. I take this down to either 10 or 11. I use a Cricut mat, so mine is a bit thicker. I need a little bit more force to get that blade to really apply pressure to the cutting strip. So I go a little bit higher. If you're using a silhouette mat or no mat, you may be down closer to like anywhere from 7 to 9, maybe 10, somewhere in there. You do have to find the sweet spot for your machine. They are not all created equal. And then my speed, something like this that's not very intricate. I normally have it print pretty fast, and I'm not used to the speed of the 4 and being able to go up that high. With all the other machines, the max is like 10. So for me, having it really high is around like 6, 7, because it's not max, but it's high. In retrospect to the Cameo 4, the fact that you can go up to like 30, 7 seems very slow, but it really isn't. On all the other machines, I use about, anywhere from 4 to 7. And I kind of stick with that even with the Cameo 4. And then you would hit send. So that's just kind of just in general as far as how you would set something up. So you would set your design up and then split it apart. Now, these over here, I'm going to group it, would kind of be the same thing where I would leave all of this where it is. And then just to kind of take up space, I'm going to use this one and pull that down. And now that will cut in here and I can lay this out. Although I think one of them I did end up having to, I think I separated this one because it was a lot of dead space, but I'll make it work on the board. She says, this is absolutely awesome. I appreciate you very much for teaching us how to do this. I'm in awe of how talented you are. Oh, she gave me my flowers. Thank you. It would be crazy to place each piece. Wasting a little vinyl is so worth the headache. Yes, it is. OM to the G. And especially if you price it correctly. All right. So I have all of this already cut out. We are going to switch over to my table and we're going to put this on this Coroplast. This time I did put in the link, in the description, the link to my vinyls essentials list on Amazon. I think someone said, Danny said, you can definitely buy 12 by 18 and 12 by 36 Coroplast on Amazon. So yeah, I figured, you can. Amazon pretty much has everything. I have just never purchased it from there. I just kind of purchased the big sheets from my local company. All right, let's head over here. And we're going to weed. I forgot my weed boxes or my weed borders for some of these smaller pieces again. So I'm going to cut kind of a box around some of these pieces so that it's a little bit easier for me to weed. And if you forget your weed box, this also shows that you can kind of go back in there and just create those boxes. Ooh, hold on. Trying to grab my phone so that I can see comments when I'm over here on the other table. So let's see. Got to bring up StreamYard. If you guys have any questions for me while I'm bringing up StreamYard again, feel free to go ahead and post the questions if you have any questions for me. Okay, I don't see my X-Acto knife. Oh, here you go. So I already have my Rapid Tack in my spray bottle, just makes it so much easier. But I am going to be using my Rapid Tack to put this on here because it's going to make it where it's easier for me to maneuver it around. For the ones that aren't, how can I say, the ones that aren't in place. So having this allows me to kind of set it a little bit better. So I'm going to put that down on the ground and let me go into here. No cam, no mic. All right. So let's go ahead. Oh, wait, there's some small pieces in here that I know I need. Oh, no. Oh, no, it's right there. Oh, it's actually just not really that small. I should be able to weed this and not have any issues. Yeah. How big is the sign that I'm making? I don't know. I just showed it on there. Hold on. Let me go back to the computer. I really don't remember. I just used a scrap piece of Coroplast that I already had. It is 18 by 21. Actually, I think it's 19 by 22. But my design, I made it 18 by 21. Yeah, this was just a scrap piece that I had, and it's going vertical versus horizontally. You're welcome. Oh, I wanted to show something on here. This is a really big piece. You can actually set this up in Silhouette Studio to cut for you also. But sometimes if you create like little cuts, I gotta make sure I'm not cutting anything off. And that's why like certain colors, it's better to do it in the program because you'll end up cutting into areas that you don't want to cut into. But if you have it where it kind of cuts off certain areas, it's going to allow you to weed this and weed it in sections, because when you have really, really big pieces, they can fall, you know, and stick to it and mess up your whole big cut. So you definitely can create these cuts in Silhouette Studio before you even cut it and let the machine put those weed lines in there for you. Or do it after the fact yourself. See, like right there, it kind of got caught. All right, so why is this not? There we go. Oh no. This one wasn't a really good cut for some reason. All right, there we go. Just that one letter. right. You guys have questions, feel free to answer them. Because I know going back, and if I go back and watch this and it's like dead air, it may make people want to kind of turn away from it if it's dead air. So if you guys have questions, definitely post them. That way I can answer them and we don't have as much dead air. I'm working, but I can multitask. If there's any questions you have about incorporating this in your business, feel free to ask. I was like, why is there a big break? But INK goes there. And I mean, I could easily have these cut out. I feel like some people don't realize how long, or like the full process to do certain things, how long it takes to do certain things. So I'm hoping you guys are okay with the fact that I do the full process on the live. So it gives you an idea too of when you are pricing these, on average. So if someone who is kind of familiar with it, if it takes them 20 minutes to do a whole sign, or 30 minutes or an hour to do a whole sign, I know that I can expect at least that. And when you are pricing it and you are accounting for your man hours, you'll kind of have an idea. Because a lot of people think that these are really, really quick and easy to do. So you have to design it. You have to set up the design to cut. It has to be cut. It has to be weeded. Depending on if you were trying to save vinyl or not, you may have to cut certain areas out to prep it and figure out where things go. So there's a lot to this, and you got to make sure that you are pricing accordingly to the amount of time. Just the time that you do go to put it on there is not the full time for the job. The setup, the prep, the weeding, like all that is a part of it. Okay, why are you... we had a few bad cuts there that didn't cut all the way through. Well, it cut through, it's just not releasing very well. I'm going to take my one off. And I'm just going to put it back down myself. All right. Okay, read that part out. And I don't remember what I want to say. This is one, and then that is the other one. Yeah, I think that's how this goes. These are placed down together. And then this side is one piece. And then now just our cyan. Can we purchase 651, 631 vinyl in bulk and where? Just search. There's so many different places that are distributors of it. Again, I get mine locally from Economy Signs here in Miami, but Brilliant Vinyl, H&H Sign Supply, signwarehouse.com. There's a lot of different places that you can order vinyl from. Some people will do like bulk where it's in sheets. I personally don't purchase sheets. I purchase rolls of adhesive vinyl. So I don't really do the sheets. Okay, I can't see where I'm cutting. I don't want to cut off. I know that there is, okay, that's right there. I just want to split this in half because this is a pretty big piece. And I should have put weed lines in the program. but I didn't. Hi there, just tuning in. Was just wondering what was the jug of solution you used for that you held up? Oh, you'll see it in a minute. That's for wet solution. You'll see that. If you haven't seen some of the other videos for this week, you'll see it in this one. It's a wet solution that's going to help me position this, because there are pieces that they need to line up. And when you use a wet solution, it really does help you be able to line them, because it doesn't immediately stick to the surface. I want to do a yard sign for my granddaughter's graduation. What material would you use to sublimate on one, and what other materials can be used for that project? Where do you purchase them from? Well, sublimation ones is not going to be like this, not on the Coroplast. You won't be able to sublimate. If you want to do one where you're sublimating, you're going to look into getting the fabric ones, and just look for different sublimation vendors that sell blanks, and they have the ones that you can sublimate to, but they are a fabric sign for those, not Coroplast or foam board or anything like that. So there's really nothing that you can get where you're going to sublimate it for Coroplast. This will melt. Now, if you're trying to do this, then it's just vinyl. You can get adhesive vinyl from pretty much anywhere. Okay, so this first piece, I'm going to put it down. Let me see, can you, okay, I'm gonna pull this down some. I'm gonna put this one down by hand, because it's just the top piece. Like all of these, I'm gonna be able to put down by hand. So I'm gonna take this off of here. And to prevent bubbles, which I forgot to clean this off, so let me first. This is a rapid tag, but it's also a cleaning solution. So I can spritz this down, and then I can wipe it. I can wipe it off to clean the surface and make sure there's no dust or debris underneath there that's going to cause imperfections in my vinyl. So I'm just going to clean the top part of that, make sure that there's nothing on there. I kind of always take my hand across, just making sure there is nothing, like that little black piece. Don't know where that came from and why you keep staying there. So just kind of rub my hand across it. So now I'm going to spray that top line, because I'm going to place all of these individually. So this is going to go right here in the corner. And that just makes it to where if it wasn't in the right spot, I could see how that moves. So if it wasn't, I can lift it up, put it back down. And really get that to line. Just spray the back of it. It's not as wet anymore. So I can move this around to really get it where it needs to be, since I had to hand place this part. All right, and then I'll use my squeegee, push that fluid out, and that's what's going to help it stay down. I should actually never really be using this side, because it's no transfer tape on it. This is why this is called a wet squeegee, because this isn't going to leave marks. If you use this side, it can leave marks on it. You also don't want to use these for too long. It's actually time for me to retire this, because as it starts to wear down, that can leave scratches on it. So when you're doing wet application, you really want to keep a couple of these, like this part, because you can easily take this part off and put another piece on there, either the soft part of Velcro, or put double-sided adhesive on like the little the little mats, like they're not microfiber towels, but y'all know I'm in Miami, so it might just be a Miami thing and with like Spanish. But they have like little things that you clean the floor with. That's all this is, with double-sided tape on it. All right, so black. The next one is the cyan one. So I'm just going to peel this off. Spray the back of this. And that's, let me spray this too. And that's just going to help me position this where it needs to be. And I can move it around until I have it exactly where I want it. Which this has a little bit more of a gap to it. And actually, I'm going to do my yellow one first, or my yellow one next, because then that'll help me space out my magenta and cyan. So here's my yellow one. If you have like the magnet ones, yeah, you can use 651 on it. Those can also be printed, but you can use it. I use that for, I used that when I worked. I had like a van, and I worked for like Brinks and stuff. And on my car, I had a magnet one, and I had my business stuff on it. So you definitely can use the magnets, the ones that's a magnet, and put your your adhesive vinyl on it to create a sign for that you can put, like a business sign you can put on your car. So it can be printed or with vinyl. All right, let's put this off to the side real quick. I am looking for, where did it drop to? The magenta one. It fell on the floor, I think, on the other side. Yep. Nope, that's not it. Where did the magenta one go? Told y'all to don't be me. Stuff just disappears. Where did it go? Oh, here it is. Hidden behind the transfer tape. No, this is not foam board. This is Coroplast. Foam board can be used as a temporary one, but it would not last very long because if it gets wet, there's paper on there. So that would not be something that you would use for longevity purposes because it is paper. So this is Coroplast. It's a plastic. So it's going to be waterproof, just like the vinyl. Okay, yeah, so now this is, and see, it's still not stuck down yet. So now I know where to position this one so that it's evenly spaced between the magenta and the black. So that's why I wanted to put the yellow one down first, the yellow and the black down, and then the middle ones, I can figure out the spacing. Oh, come on. Okay, there we go. All right. And then I would use my squeegee to push the fluid out so that it would then fully stick. I think that's the one I cut wrong, but it's fine. All right. Now, I'm going to apply transfer tape so that I can apply this all as one piece. You gotta make sure that there's no fluid on here. Just gonna wipe this down. I'm gonna move this out of the way temporarily. Oh, that is me all the time. That's me all the time. I lose stuff in 2.5 seconds when I'm on live. Just had it, just weeded it, and I will lose it in a heartbeat. Oh, wait, you know what? I gotta find those colors. I need to do mine. I need to save that where I can have cyan, magenta, and yellow as hearts. Oh my gosh, I didn't even think about that when I'm doing certain stuff. Man, I'm telling you, these colors look so amazing together. All right, this transfer tape is pretty old, so it keeps giving me issues. So this really does have a shelf life because my transfer tape just keeps giving me issues and keeps breaking. All right. So it's going to take 2 of these. I'm not going to be able to get it done in one. So I have it on the end. And I'm going to try and get it as straight as possible and slowly roll it down to help prevent bubbles in putting down your transfer tape. If you have ripples when you're putting down your transfer tape, as it picks up your vinyl, it is going to create air pockets also. So you want to get that down as straight as possible and as evenly as possible to prevent air bubbles or air pockets. Okay, and now I need to do this part of it. So I'm going to take one more nice long piece here. And so I'm just holding the top and then rolling it down my body so that it comes off like so. It's, oh wait, you guys can't see that. Hold on. So it's like this one long piece that I'm pulling away from it, and then I'm holding it down at the end of this. I have to make sure that it is going to fit. And then with it down, kind of rolling it towards it. And then I'm going to come over some more. You may not go straight, so you definitely want to give yourself a little room just in case you go crooked. But I'm going to sit that down and then really just take my time with making sure that that goes on nice and flat. Okay, and then for me, I like to cut it down, cut away the extra. So whether it's scissors or you're using an X-Acto knife, I just like to cut away the extra tape. It just makes it easier to maneuver and deal with, in my opinion. It's a lot easier for me to deal with the bigger pieces when I don't have all of that extra tape on it. So here is piece 1. I'm going to go ahead and just mask off all of them first. And the paper tape does really good with lifting it up. This, you can also, if you haven't seen the videos this week, you can also use the clear tape. But clear tape doesn't allow for you to use the wet method because this paper will absorb it, whereas with this, it's just plastic. So it's harder to get it to dry out when you're using the clear tape. I just want to press this down into the transfer tape. And you can use this side because the vinyl is protected by the transfer tape. And you want to be on a nice solid surface when you are burnishing it, so that it helps it come up. So I'll pull it back first. Oh, come on. Pull it back slowly. Press it into the... You want to try and get this to come off smoothly without lifting up, because as it lifts up, that can also create air pockets. All right, so I'm going to try to do this from this side. And really push it into. And also it's how you cut it too. If you cut it too deep to where you cut into the paper part of your vinyl, it's not going to want to release the vinyl from the backing because you cut like a well into the paper. So how you kiss cut it is also very, very important. It's like every other letter wants to stick. All right, so that's done. Okay, so that's ready to go. I'm going to do the other colors. Now, this one, I'm going to show you kind of the difference, like how it will stick better. This, I'll probably be able to get down because it doesn't really matter where this one goes because I didn't create a channel for it. So for this one, I am going to use the clear tape just so that you get an idea of the difference in the two. Another way that you can apply this, if you get a lot of static, is to lay your transfer down and then apply the vinyl to the transfer and smooth it that way. If you get a lot of static where it's trying to pick it up before you're ready to put it down, lay your transfer tape down and put your vinyl on top of that. Look at how that peels off of there without any hesitation. So it can be better to use the clear one, but for such a big piece, I definitely want to use the option for wet, or I could use the hinge method and I can use the clear and then use the hinge method to get it down also. I may do a combination of both. Oh, I forgot to cut this down. She says, these are some great tips. That is Jean's cutting the extra tape away. Hello, when making yard signs, do you have to make sure the corrugation of the coroplast is vertical? I'm wondering how they stood up in the yard. So not that it has, yeah, so they have to be vertical. So you can do this where it is a sign that is 18 by 24, but the flutes are to the bottom, and then you can put your stakes in it. Or if you make a longer sign and it say it's 24 height and 18 this way, your flutes still need to be at the bottom. So it doesn't have to be a vertical, like it can appear to be horizontal. It's just your flutes have to be at the bottom. See, this one came off better. I think that was just a bad cut, because this one came off a whole lot better. So I just think that one was a bad cut. As far as I think I cut too deep on that black one. Okay, this one has some really small pieces. Sometimes when you can just get it to stick one good time, it does work out better. Because if you wet it, if it's not all the way down and you lift it up, you can move, like these smaller loose pieces can move around because it is still wet and it's meant for you to move it around. So you kind of have to decide, like, you know, when you're doing something, what's going to be best in how you set it up, because it can be an issue. You know what? I don't want to have issues with this one. I'm going to use this one. I'm just showing you guys a bunch of different techniques that you can use. I'll use the parchment paper method to put this one down because it has that really, really small piece there. I got a ripple. I didn't pull enough tape out, and I got a ripple on that. I think it's time for me to change the blade on this X-Acto knife. It's not cutting very efficiently. Yep, I got a ripple. All right, I'm going to try and get this to come up since I didn't burnish it, and get that straight. Make sure that my vinyl is down. And now go back over this. So don't fret if you happen to not get it down perfectly. Hopefully this video will also help you guys. I'm not perfect, so hopefully this will also show you how to work yourself out of a jam. Like if you feel like something was not ideally put down, you know, something didn't go as planned, don't be frustrated by it. You know, understand that there are ways to correct it. You just have to know how to make those corrections. I want to make a really big sign for my son's graduation. This is so very helpful. Yeah, and if you get the coroplast sign, that's like the really big ones, you can do big signs and then use like the hinge method to get that to go down. All right, this is a big one, so I definitely want to use the wet method for this. And I'm going to cut a little piece off of here. It's like barely to the top of the, like it's like right. Okay, it's time for me to change this blade. It's right to the top of the eye. So I'm going to put this like this, so that I have a little bit more working space with where that eye is. Later, Jesse. That's not everything, is it? Okay, I have this pink, this yellow, this blue. I'm missing the other magenta piece. Oh, here it is. So this one. Oh no, what happened to my comma? I'm gonna have to put that on afterwards. I'm gonna have to cut a little piece again. My comma's missing. Okay, I'm going to have to make a quick adjustment because I need to bring over my, what's this thing called? I can move all of my tape off. I need to bring over my mat because the lines on it will help you with lining things up. Also, if you have like a T-square or a yardstick, that will also help. I'm going to bring down my mat. I can never leave this just out. I don't ever have enough space for my mats. All right, let's put you up here and move y'all over here. All right, I'm going to put this back here. Let's see. For photos, I have mine printed when it's just a photo. I have it printed on adhesive vinyl. So you guys saw me do the really big yard signs in like May, June. Those are printed with an eco solvent printer and it's just one big print. If you want to kind of mix the two, you can try and find printable vinyl, printable stickers, and print that and do a print and cut and be able to put that on there and then use adhesive vinyl. But normally if I'm going to do printed, I have it printed to one big piece of printable vinyl and put it all down as one. The plastic is Coroplast. You can get that anywhere Coroplast is sold. So that's the name of it, Coroplast. And then as far as the liquids, there is a link in the description that goes to Vinyl Essentials on my Amazon, and it's just Rapid Tack. So I use the lines where I'm going to line up the bottom to where it's straight on a line. My sides like is lined up on it to where once I go to place my, once I go to place it, I have an idea of, you know, like where to position it at. I normally use a, my 30-inch, but I'm not going to even be able to use that on here. So I'm going to have to do a different way of doing this because I'm not going to be able to fit my 30-inch ruler. Maybe I can use this one to just kind of help me with that. All right. The magenta one goes on top that says happy, but I have to put the black one down first. So I'm going to just use a piece of tape here. And I'm going to position this where it's supposed to. I was like, wait a minute, that don't say happy. All right, so let's go. I think I had it like, where did I have this at? Happy was over this part. So it's on the Y. So I'm going to put this here and tape it. I need to know, because I'm going to put the black down first, but I need to know where to put the whole thing because this is the top. So I'm going to have that tape down and I'm going to just position everything out. So there is that part. I think it goes up a little bit more. And then okay, so I can come down just a little bit. So there is where it needs to pretty much be with the bottom half and like the top half. So I know where to put my black one, my black one first, because that's going to go down first because there are pieces that layer either other pieces that layer on top of it, like the drip. So I have to put this one down first. So now that I know where that is going, I'm going to take this off. I'm going to kind of use my line here also to kind of give me so I can make sure that this is straight and it's on my 15-inch, or you know what, I'm going to use a piece of tape. So now that I know it kind of goes to where my 15 inches is, I'm going to lift this up. My masking tape would have been better, but I am rationing that out because I cannot find that masking tape anywhere. I use the Dollar Tree one. I'm probably going to have to go like to Dollar General and find another one, but I've been to so many Dollar Trees and I cannot find, that's too short. I cannot find this masking tape. And I normally get it from the Dollar Tree. So I'm going to take a really long piece here. And now I have to redo this because I don't remember where I had my board at on the bottom. So let's put this back. Here again. So now it's actually at about like, so I'm going to move this up to where it's right at 16. I'm going to put my piece of tape along that 16. So from here to here. I'm going to peel this back and cut this piece off. All right, I'm going to check my center position. Okay. And I just need to make sure that this is, well, it really doesn't really matter where this is now because I know that this is going straight across. My center line, wait. I should have kind of counted it before so I knew where my center line was. So I'm just going through, marking it. Okay, so my center is here, which is like between 11.5. So I'm going to kind of eyeball that. And now, because I cut that right to it, I'm going to bring this up pretty much right to that line. This top part, I'm going to tape that down to the board. Then I'll be able to lift this part up. Uh-oh, you stuck back down. Oh, crapola. Hold on. Please don't move, line. It's stuck back to the backing. So I got to make sure that it's all on the transfer tape. Which, you know what? I can actually take this whole thing off because I'm going to use the wet method anyway. So it's fine. I'm going to spray this down, which I need to clean it. I never cleaned this bottom half. So let me clean that. Okay. I'm going to spray that. Doesn't have to be too much, just a little bit of spray on it. And now, again, I'm going to center this back up a little bit like this. It was on the 11.5-inch mark, so I'm eyeballing that. I'm bringing my one, the tip of the one and the R right to that tape. So now I know that it's going to be straight. And now we're going to squeegee this out so that I can remove the transfer paper. You can use heat if you find that it's not sticking. You can use heat to set it. Just be very careful on chloroplast because this is plastic. So be very careful and don't stay in one spot if you choose to use heat on the chloroplast. But normally just kind of getting this and really pushing out that fluid to where it's soaking into the paper and just pushing it out from underneath. You can usually just remove the tape once you kind of push that fluid from under there. There's a big bubble of fluid there. All right, so we're gonna thin the letters, take a little bit more time to get it to stick. You gotta really get that fluid out. See, up here, we're good, but the bottom ones, not quite. I'm going to lift this up because it is on the tape. So my honesty is that the H isn't quite stuck to where I can remove the tape. So still got some under that A. And you'll see the fluid come out. See, now I push that fluid out. This is going to come up a lot easier. Let's make sure we got all of that out. And there should be no bubbles in it. See, I still had a lot of fluid in here. So I am going to still go over it to make sure I kind of get out any fluid. That's when I'll use this side. Just making sure there's no fluid underneath it so that it doesn't move on me. And let's get the rest of this out. There is 2 layers of paper here, so just making sure I get enough pressure on it to get that fluid out. And you want it to stick and not lift because when it lifts, That's usually when you get air pockets. So now that I have my base, it doesn't really matter how I do everything else because this is going to help me line it up. So like with my happy, I'm going to cut this, and this is that hinge method. Push that back down. I'm just going to use this tape because, again, I don't know where my masking tape is. Well, I know where it is. I don't have that much. So we're going to take this one. You're going to put that tape, but the thicker the tape, the better. And you're going to put it on either side of that cut line. Come on, tape, crazy tape. Okay. And then you're going to position your vinyl. And you can still somewhat see through it. And I'm trying to actually get it where it's not overlapping that much. Okay, you're going to tape it down. So put your tape down. You're going to lift up the one side. Take the tape off. Well, the backing off, should I say, and use a squeegee of some sort to help you push that down in one, like in a good stroke where you're applying pressure. You want to push that down. That's going to help you prevent air pockets and getting bubbles. And then you'll just lift up the other side. So for really big signs, the hinge method can be the most effective method. I'm a righty. It's hard to. I normally probably would walk to the other side and do it that way because that's my dominant hand as far as like with the squeegee. So I'm just going to use my left hand and hopefully get enough pressure where I don't get any bubbles. I'm just going to use my hand to go across. Pull it off at an angle. Oh, that piece didn't stick. So I'm going to try and come back around so that I can push at an angle to help keep that H down. There we go. Yes, you can use the Rapid Tack on Windows. All right. Let's go to this one. And because there's so many different areas where these line up, and it's not just a one piece like that, I prefer the wet because then I can really move it around to make sure that it's in the place that it should be in. Oh, well, I was going to say, whoa, because there's so many places where this can kind of go wrong. So we're going to and I think I have too much. Actually, you know what? I should start with the K because that touches this. So let me put this off to the side because my K is going to be the better one to start with because it goes like there is an actual registration area on that. So with my K, I definitely have to dry this because I put this on the plastic one. And I'm going to have to use the parchment paper method for this because I can't wet on the back of here. So let me grab my parchment paper. Now, if I would have used the wet method, I would have been fine, but I just wanted to show you guys different ways of applying the vinyl. So I'm going to put this where the top edge is hanging off of my parchment paper. I'm going to line it up. And I still have a lot of fluid on here. I definitely want to dry that so that it sticks immediately. I don't want there to be any fluid to where it wouldn't stick immediately. So we're going to position this, and I can see through the parchment paper and the clear transfer tape to make sure that it's right on that line, right in that gap. Okay. I'm going to hold that there, lift this off of the parchment paper, move the parchment paper down and out of the way so I can get it. And then use my hand to guide this down. And see, that lifts because it's not fully dry underneath there. So just be careful with pulling it, the next one off. All right, so now that one's on. Oh, I'm sorry. Why y'all didn't tell me I put that right in front of the camera? I'm so sorry. All right, I'm going to do the pink layer next, only because it's right next to it, and then that will help me do the magenta layer. I mean, the cyan layer. All right. So this one is wet, so I can just take this whole backing off because this is on the paper one, and I can use the wet method for this one. Oh, come on. Haha, it was right on the money. This one is up a little bit higher though. Nope, because then this is off. So that actually was right there. Okay, and see how using the wet method, you're able to lift that up, put it back down, make corrections as needed. Look at all that fluid that came out of that one. All right. Now this is dark, so it's a little bit harder to see through where this should go because this dot, the drip, is dark. So it is a little bit harder to see if that's lining up, because that was like my indicator of where to put this. But it is a little harder to see that one, and that looks like it's too close. Okay. No, because this is way off. So I have to kind of look at all of these to make sure, like all of these little areas will help me make sure that it's lined up. So I'm just going to slide that down. I think my magenta might be off because all of these line up. So I might take that magenta one off and re-put that on there. Let me lift. Ooh, wait. Forgot I can't lift this up until it's down. I don't want that to set too long. I want to move that drip, that magenta drip. Oh, forgot all about you. And so I'm going to spray it to help me lift it without stretching it. I'm peeling it little by little, and that doesn't affect the adhesive. This will stick back again. I'll just have to apply some pressure to it. So we're going to put that where it actually should be. I think this one might be a little bit low as well. Nope, actually that's perfect right there. I'm going to use this side to help me push that fluid out. I have to hold it because it's a really small piece, and just help push that out so that it will dry and adhere to that part. So the last one is the K in the 2021, which I have to put my comma back on this one. Yeah, since this one was off, this one is off just a little bit also, the N. But I should have known that because this one was off. So I do have to go back in at my comma. I could lift this up and fix it. My magenta is a bit off because this is a bit off, which is why this was off. So this is slightly off, but I can go back in and fix that. But the fact that it's for me, overall, it is still quite amazing. No bubbles in it. And so I can put my stakes in this and sit it outside. It can be a door hanger. It can be a number of things. Yes, you can do a floor decal as well. Now, with floor decals, what I would recommend, I'd like to do what's called a quick release. I have a video where I did do one. I like to put clear 651 underneath. So I would layer the colored vinyl on top of a piece of clear that I did an offset. So that way, when it's time to lift it up, you just take the clear one and lift it up and it all comes up as one piece. Because if you put this down as a floor decal, you're going to have a scraper and take off each individual letter. And I charge more when it's a quick release. I charge more for that because I'm making it where it's easy for them to take it up. Or if they just want to pay just the regular price, they're going to pay for just the vinyl. And then they'll have to use a scraper to scrape all of those individual pieces up. I had to look at it because on camera it looked crooked, but I'm like, it's not crooked. On my phone, it was looking a little, but I think it's just the angle of the camera, but it's definitely not crooked. Yeah, it's going straight across. I was like, wait a minute now, camera. So that's that. Any questions? I just have to put that back. I don't know if I cut it, but I weeded it off. I have to look at the cut. And then if I did, I'm going to have to go back and find where the comma is, or I will have to cut another one. All right, so I'm going to grab this. here. Yeah, the comma was on there. So I think it's on, I left it on the backing. It didn't transfer. So I have to go find that one. But it's our 1 year Inkiversary. Woohoo! Wait, wrong way. So I'm going to put this, I'm going to put this outside somewhere, or probably for a little bit, hang it up behind me. That is my yard sign on Coroplast. Yes, so I don't have the H stakes in here, but it's H stakes that you put in the bottom of this. I don't have any in the office. They're big, so I didn't bring any in here, but it's metal stakes that looks like an H, and you put them through the flutes and then just have it stand up. I'll take a picture of it. Once I have it in the yard, I'll take a picture of it. Hey, Hans, thank you. Thank you, thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. All right, so if there are no questions, I'm going to go and take some pictures. I'm going to put my stakes on it and take some pictures of this in the yard. And then I'm going to take it, well, once I put my comma back on it, and then take it out of the yard and probably put it up behind. Ooh, look at that. Yay. Okay, wait, it still, okay, I may have to fix this. It does look on that one. I don't know, maybe it's my eyes, because it doesn't look crooked when I'm looking at it, but through the camera, it looks crooked. I don't know. It looks weird. Okay, will do. I will definitely do that. Oh, I don't know if the Best Uni is friends with you. Best Uni did that. Oh. Thank you. All right, y'all. I'm about to go and get some lunch. I'm going to be on with the birthday girl today. I also have to go. I'm hoping I can find some at Walmart because I forgot to get pins. So I'm hoping I can find some at Walmart. I got to go find some pins, and I'm going to make, I'm going to make a decal for my pen that says HS Ink, so I can put the vinyl on there after it cures. So yeah. Yes, she is amazing. Do dream on if you knew. Wait, do dream on if you knew. And if you're already a dreamer, welcome back, y'all. Welcome back, y'all. Love me some Shanita Nicole. So definitely go check out my girl. Go sub to her channel as well. We all kind of hit milestones at the same time, because she had her giveaway for 20K. Patrice had hers for 25. I had mine. So we all kind of had our some milestones around the same time. So make sure y'all support all my girls, and go and support their channels. Also, like Big Boy, 12 Gone Apparel, Mike T's, like just support these creators who are really out here trying to bring you guys content that's going to help you guys build generational wealth, or just help you with your crafting. I know it, girl. Don't be laughing at me. I know I fumbled a little bit. I don't see how you say it like that. Like, it's so many. Do dream on if you're new. And if you're already a dreamer, I always get tongue-tied on that part. All right, y'all. I'm going to go get something to eat. I love you guys dearly. Thank you so very much for watching. Don't forget to share this out. Come back to this video. There's a couple different ones in there. I'll have my person that, she goes back in and she does the timestamps for me to make sure, I put on there if it was a wet method, if it was the hinge method, That way you guys can come back to this one until I make another one like that's just on the hinge method, just on wet method. But definitely come back to this one when you're making your graduation signs, your birth announcement signs, your business signs for yourself. Don't forget about that. What did we talk about yesterday? Well, yesterday, day before yesterday, being a walking billboard or just being a billboard. Go get you some chloroplast, put a yard in your sign, because you have potential customers that walk by your house every single day. If they're walking by, they're driving by, your neighbors are there, like your neighbors around you can see it. If you're like me, you own a corner lot, put one on each side so that they can see it from all sides. But you guys have money right in your neighborhoods, 2-3 blocks ahead to the northeast, southwest. There are potential customers there that have different events all year long. And then what do they have? They have friends and family. Sometimes we work so hard to get customers and don't even know that we can tap into the people that are in literally our own backyards. And that can lead to more because they have, may have jobs they go to. So they'll take something there. Now you have an in at their workplace. They have friends and family. They have children that are in sports. So just making a sale with one person, and it's the right person, can go and catapult you into a whole new stratosphere, because you're now exposed to so many different places that you would never really find yourself in that arena, in those locations, or in the face of those customers. But just by using, or selling to and marketing to your neighbors, they can go and refer you to somebody else. And then once you get that person, they have jobs and families and friends. And so it just becomes a trickle effect, y'all. Don't just rely on social media. It's great. Don't get me wrong. It's great. It's kind of like that instant gratification, and that those instant look at your site, your products, and what you have to offer. But don't forget about word of mouth. Don't forget about that live person-to-person interaction. Those are things that are really going to help your business soar. All right. So until next time, guys, have a great one. Continue to unlock your creativity and be incredible. Peace.